Welcome to Solid 3D Memories, and thank you for joining me. After I uploaded my failed 3D print video, I wanted to post a follow-up of what came next. So here we go. The first print I tried was this model. Although I was unsuccessful at getting a final product off the printer, several comments on the Thingiverse page where it is posted led me to believe it was user error that caused it to fail. The second model I chose is more straightforward than the first. Even though I did have a couple of failed starts, I decided to stick with the second model until I got it to work. There were several areas I had to troubleshoot between my printer and the slicer software I was using to determine the cause of the failure of the first model. I guessed that I would need to make adjustments to the printer and the slicer settings to get a successful print. Here is why. I was having two major issues from the start. First, one section of the print was not adhering to the bed. The first reason I always suspect this happens is that the bed needs to be cleaned. Usually, there are body oils from fingers or other debris, and it is a quick fix. Just clean the bed. The second issue was that some support structures failed within the first few layers. Typically they were structures that had a tiny surface area. After doing all the typical things, such as re-leveling the bed and making sure it was clean, the first few layers started going down, and I decided to let the print run for the night, unsupervised. It was about midnight, and I patted myself on the back for sticking with it and fixing the problem. As you saw in the video, the fixes I had done the night before helped the initial layers get down, but the support structures failed, causing the rest of the print to fail. Because I had video evidence of what caused the problem, I could focus on finding a solution. My initial thought was to reset the support settings in Cura back to the default settings. I had tried to print this model, like I do all the others, with a support overhang angle of 65 degrees and a support infill of 5%. Unfortunately, these settings were causing very light and small towers that could not maintain their integrity at height, on this particular model. Changing the support settings to have a support overhang angle of 45 degrees and support infill of 15% fixed my major issue with the support structures. As you can see, the print was successful. The supports were easy to remove, and the print looks great. My initial rationale for adjusting the support settings was to save material and printing time and reduce the difficulty of removing the supports post-print. However, in the end, I wasted more material and increased the total print time on this project, and the supports were still easy to remove. Now it is time for post-processing. I removed the supports and sanded with the 80 grit up to 600 grit sandpaper before putting on a coat of filler primer. I repeated the sanding and priming cycle until I was happy with the smoothness of the print. My initial instinct was to paint the skull a dirty white color. This would make it look like it had been buried and decomposed in soil. The more I thought about it, the more I decided not to limit my color choice to what calcium-based bones would look like after a long period. Why do dragon bones have to be calcium-based? They are fictional creatures, so their physiology could be whatever I want it to be. When I think of dragons, I immediately think of a flying reptilian creature that breathes fire and covets precious metals and gems. I just happen to have a can of metallic gold paint, so I decided to run with it. To make sure the gold has a decent luster or shine, I added a base coat of semi-gloss before the gold coat. Frankly, Build has demonstrated that gloss or high gloss black gives a great shine to metallic gold paint, but I did not want a mirror finish on the gold, so I stepped it down to a semi-gloss black. Adjusting settings in your slicer software and ensuring you have covered all the basics before starting a print can be tedious. However, doing the little things might avoid a lot of wasted time, material, and frustration. Let me know what you think or if you have any questions in the comments section below. Also, if you want to see more 3D print projects and time-lapse videos of 3D prints, be sure to like and subscribe. Likes and subscriptions let me know if taking the time to record and post videos benefits others.